friends, welcome on back. Welcome back to Barkeep Choice. Again, my name is Dean. I'll be your bartender this evening. My lush of a friend here, this is Bandito. He's my barback. He's going to be helping us along the way. Alright, so last week I made for you the Hanky Panky. This week I'm going to be making a drink that's slightly similar in ingredients and also just as awesome to drink. It's called the Negroni. Today's episode and cocktail are brought to you by Collins & Coupe, a boutique cocktail supply store based out of San Diego, California. These are some really awesome friends of mine, and they sell some really awesome bar tools, cocktail supply kits, and glassware. So please go check them out. They also have on their online store links to where you can buy from Black-owned, women-owned, and LGBTQ-owned suppliers, which is super awesome and a really badass way to show your support. Please go check out my friends at Collins & Coupe. So the Negroni is a very delicious, bitter, spirit-forward cocktail that actually hails from Florence, Italy. The creator of it, his name is Count Camillo Negroni. He moved in 1892 from Florence, Italy to America and took up some pretty dubious types of work, such as being a cowboy and a riverboat gambler. When he returned to Florence, he went to a bar and asked for his favorite cocktail, which is an Americano, which is equal parts of vermouth and Campari, and topped with soda water. And he wanted to make it a little bit more stiff, so he asked the bartender to switch out the soda water for some gin and put it in a smaller glass. And then instead of orange peel, instead of a lemon peel, he added orange peel, and thus the Negroni was born. All right, so the build for a Negroni is actually very simple and super easy to memorize. It's actually equal parts 1 ounce of gin, sweet vermouth, and Campari. So the gin we're going to be using today, again, comes from Leopold Brothers here in Denver, Colorado. It's their Navy Strength American Gin. So Navy Strength, what the hell does that mean? So Navy Strength means it's a pretty high-proof gin. So back in the day, the British Royal Navy, they would carry this high-proof gin on their ships, keep it next to the gunpowder, and the story behind it is if the gin spilt on the gunpowder, that you can still light the gunpowder. So that's where the name Navy Strength came from. Now this stuff is still super delicious. It's got a strong and bold, spicy, juniper flavor. It's a delicious gin. Please check this stuff out. So we're going to do 1 ounce of gin. Next we're going to be using Punta Mess, which we used again for a Hanky Panky. The name means 1.5, so it's 1 part vermouth, 1/2 part aperitivo. Ounce of sweet vermouth. Now speaking of aperitivos, we're going to be going into our final spirit, Campari, this beautiful red liqueur. So Campari is a bitter aperitivo. Has a lot of bitter orange characteristics to it, and it's super fantastic. And finally, 1 ounce of Campari. Alright, let's go ahead and add our ice. Whoa, what? Sorry. You don't want it with gin? You'd rather it would be with whiskey. Man, this dog really likes his whiskey. Well, he's in luck, because if you just switch out the gin for bourbon, that is called a Boulevardier. Now, the Boulevardier actually comes from Paris, France, by a gentleman who was fleeing during the Prohibition, Harry Macalone. He opened up his own bar called Harry's New York Bar, and a man by the name of Erskine Gwen, who published a magazine called the Boulevardier, asked for a drink, which is a play on a Negroni. Then we got the Boulevardier. So the Boulevardier is loosely translated to a man about town, which I think is a fun name. So let's go ahead and get building. It's actually the same ingredients except for the gin, the same build. So we're going to be doing again 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 1 ounce of Campari, and now we just need a whiskey. Let's do this one. This will be great. It's Four Roses, hailing from Kentucky. A really awesome whiskey that you should always keep on your shelf. And again, 1 ounce of that. So now we can add our ice and we can start stirring. Now the garnish for both of these cocktails is going to be the same. It's just going to be a orange swath, so go ahead and peel that. And as you guys know, we got to release the aromas and oils from the orange and my favorite thing, which is to rim the glass. Rim it good and rim it hard. Do the same to our Boulevardier. And then cheers. We just made a Negroni and a Boulevardier. All right, let's go ahead and give these cocktails a taste. I'm just going to start with the Negroni. Ooh. Now that is just super delicious. It's got some bitterness, some sweetness from the sweet vermouth. It's pretty herbaceous. It's very good. Now let's go ahead and try the Boulevardier. Ooh. Again, very similar notes, but a little bit more robust from the bourbon. I also really like these cocktails to be on like a large ice block or ice cube or whatever, just to like keep it from overly diluting, but keep the drink cold. It's very fantastic. And these are also two cocktails that you can enjoy whether you're a gin drinker or a whiskey drinker. And Bandit, yes, this one's yours. You wanted whiskey, here you go. You little lush. Again, this video is brought to you by Collins and Coupe. So please go check out their online store, and at checkout, use my discount code, just one word, Barkeep's Choice, and you get 15% off your whole order. So go ahead and check them out and treat yourself. Again, now that places are opening up and that we can go dine together and sit inside of a restaurant and get served, let's be super respectful to the staff. They're going through a whole hell of a lot trying to make sure that you have service. So please don't be rude to the staff. And that being said, let's tip them pretty well. And finally, let's just please wear our masks. Friends, thank you so much for taking the time to watch these videos and hang out with Bandit and I making drinks. Please click that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen and turn on your notifications, so this way every time Bandit and I come out with a new video, we get to make a drink together. Alright friends, stay safe, stay clean, drink up, cheers.